Any other questions? All right, we're moving on to mentors. This is the stuff we're going to cover, but we'll just keep going there. What's their benefit? You know, they share the expertise. Prove yourself as a valuable leader. Bottom line, people, the reason for being a mentor, the most important is the very last one. You earn credit towards the DTM, and you're furthering Toastmasters. Being a mentor, you know, as you heard, I've personally sponsored 12, but mostly I helped other people so that they sponsor them because they needed credit. I've mentored 6, and mentors, you know, can become members unless it's a closed club. So I highly recommend that you do that. Basically, it is an opportunity for growth, but it also gives you the credit that you need. Those questions you can look at on your own there. So distinguished club program progress. I use that form right at the start. As soon as the club is chartered, as a mentor, I pull out that chart, because just like individuals need goals, we need common goals, goals that are going to get us all on the same track. So pull that up, have one there, even if it's online, if you're doing an online club. Current and back issues of the leader letter. Yes, I have that, and the, you know, so that you have the Toastmasters books there, people can read, they get an idea what they're going to get. How do we ensure the club is strong and fully functional? A lot of that has to do with the executives. If you can, be a member of the executive, but not the president. Take on a role that is not the strongest leadership role. I wouldn't mind if somebody said they were going to be the, you know, the if it's a community club, they're going to be the vice president of membership. That would be okay. But I would say more likely take on a role, either vice president of public relations or secretary, sergeant at arms. Do not become treasurer. You'll be sucked into that for life. So make sure that the officers understand their duties. I do have a thing that I'll send out that does have all the duties of the roles, but as I say, they're in the back of the, you know, the handbook. They're on the website. You can look up those. These are things that the club can do, that you can add in there: the invocation, pledge to the flag, patriotic oath, best of meeting awards. Clubs can determine that. Don't do that in your kickoff meetings. Let them decide. I like, you know, every club that I've ever belonged to, if it didn't have a joke master when I got there, it had it shortly after that, because I'm one of those guys that never forgets a joke. I'll even leave you with a Toastmaster joke at the end of the day. So having quality club meetings, preparation, you know, the more prepared you are. There was a military process that, you know, Michelle would be familiar with, and anybody else in the service, and it's called an appreciation, and it is aim, factors, courses, plan. What are the aim? What are we trying to do? What factors are involved in this? What things can influence it? And then what courses are open to us, and then developing a plan. Time spent in preparation is never wasted. So make sure that the meetings are prepared for. Plan club meetings. Work with the person who is the vice president of education to do that. Come up with new ideas. You know, help people out, especially with things like table topics. Bring in Chinese fortune cookies. You know, bring in a material thing, like assuming we're not online, but even online, I could still hold something up and say, you know, do a speech about this. Give them ideas. Create a member service perspective. So what are we doing for the members? Now, this obviously usually falls under the the VP of Education's role. But you know, what do they want to get out of it? Okay. Build and maintain membership. You've got to have 20 members. So always be recruiting, always be recruiting, always be recruiting. Benefits of building membership. You know, I'm going to be selfish here for a second and talk in terms of the district. No district has ever missed being distinguished because they didn't hit their educational goals. Every single district that was not distinguished because they didn't meet their club or membership goals. One of the districts I mentored, they, with a week to go, all of their education things, everything was done. We needed one more club to charter, not because we needed the club, but we needed 18 more members. And if we chartered the club, that would give us 20. And I drove all the way to Pennsylvania to do the final meeting before the end of the year and chartered the club that night. So we need members. That's also why two of the points on your distinguished club program are about members. And the last point there, interesting and fun club meetings. I'll tell you something, if it's not fun, people will not come back. People retain information longer when they're having fun. They learn more when they're having fun, and they will come back if they're having fun. So we're going on membership again there. So have we talked about membership yet? So attracting new members. Boy, that was a filler word. So attracting new members, club operates more efficiently and current members are informed and interested. You need to sit down with your VP of membership and your VP of public relations, and you need to have a plan on how you're going to continue to attract new members. Have we said new members yet? Part of that is, of course, you know, bird in the hand is worth two in the bush, to use the old cliche. The one thing I will mention here for the mentors before I wrap up is that when somebody joins Toastmasters, they join for a reason. And usually we take the time, and I'm going to talk a little bit about when somebody walks through the door, because I've seen people do a data dump. I don't know if you've ever seen that. You know, they say, "Oh, welcome to Toastmasters. I'm glad you came out." You know, you'll learn how to speak in with confidence in public, and we do table topics so that you can learn how to speak on your feet. You know, for when your boss comes up and they give you that question just out of the blue and blah 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 blah. And we have a joke master, so you can learn how to tell a joke and you can learn how to do a toast. And we have leadership, and we have leadership opportunities. You get blah, 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 blah. That's what happens. Here's what should happen. Cher, why did you come to Toastmasters? What brought you out this evening? And Cher would reply and say, you know what? A friend of mine told me that I could improve my presentation skills because I have to do presentations at work and it drives me nuts. So what am I going to talk about to Cher? I'm going to talk about how this is going to help her do that specific thing. Somebody else may come in and say, you know, I'm always put on the spot by my boss. What am I going to talk about? Table topics. Focus on the one or two things that brought them out. Now, here's the problem. When they've been in the club a long time, when do we go back and ask that question again? Because what brought them through the door isn't necessarily what's going to keep them there. You have probably seen hundreds, thousands of people, depending on how many clubs you've been in, but I've been in, you know, a long time, and I've been in over 20 years, and I've been members. Sometimes I've been members of like 6, 7 clubs at the same time, you know, going to 3 corporate meetings a week and 2 evening meetings, and, you know, then an advanced club twice a month and stuff like that. It's just, you have to stay in touch with your member, because what brought them there won't keep them there. And there's been so many people that come, they get what they need, and they leave because we haven't identified what is next for them. So please make sure you do that. You can't retain members without that. Now, as a mentor to the club, that's really not going to be an issue for you because you're not going to be around long enough for that. So if we haven't mentioned this already, we're going to use everybody say it together, Distinguished Club Program, Club Success Plan. Absolutely. All right, so we're going to get out of this one.